Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to tonight's episode of Godot Day 7. We're going to be working on the combat system, trying to work on the combat system. No, I'm going to be working on the combat system. So, the last time I streamed, I worked on the armor class check based upon who's going to be rolling first and who's going to win. We did the initiative roll, then we did the initial. This is probably going to be like the attack sequence right here. We're going to roll for damage. And then the next one is going to be, I'm trying to think of all the different stages of the attack. And I made this X-Mine graphics, which is kind of cool. I like working off of these. Let me bring this up to like 150% so you can see. Hopefully you can see that. Let me move it over here. But this is kind of like the phases that I'm going to be building out in the combat, right? So combat starts, collapse all this, roll for initiative. We have that. The initiative is going to return back to whoever wins the roll, whether it's the player roll or the encounter. And then the attack. So whoever wins the initiative is going to roll the attack. So this currently right now is like AC check that we have here. I should probably put that down here. Can I do like that? Maybe put it in AC check. Do I already have that? Let's see. Result of attack. Yeah. So AC check. And then the results of the attack. Do they hit? Do they take damage? I do want to include like critical hits too and critical misses. So natural 20 is a critical hit. So maybe damage times 2. If it's a critical miss, something will happen to the attacker, whether they'll drop their weapon, whether they'll take damage, something will happen that will be kind of interesting. They could miss. They could flee, which means if it's the attackers, if I attack, then ultimately the defender is going to become the attacker. They will have the ability to flee when it becomes their turn. So I'll put a percentage in here if it's a mob. So the mob, if it gets to maybe 10% health or 5% health, it will attempt to flee based upon some stats. I might assign all of the mobs that are in game to a certain, dexterity roll or something like that. I'll equip like the players do. Then it repeats down here. So this is what we're going to try to code. I should put maybe, yeah, so this is fine. I want to make sure I have all these steps outlined here. We have combat. Come on, let's bring it over here. So we have combat, initiative. Initiative rolls done. Attack, so AC check. So rolls D20 against target's armor class and returns array of hit or miss and the roll. So this is already done. And again, this is the combat script. So I only want to do the minimal here, and I want the main screen to be the one that's calling these functions. Okay, function, we have take damage. So if it is successful, it's going to take damage. I'll probably need some parameters to pass in here too. Like starting, do I want to do that? No, maybe I'll do it in the main one. Check death, check flee. Should probably put this up here. And then is there any experience? And I think that's the core. Take damage. The roll will be up here. Okay. It will turn the results. So let's do let's jump into, let's save this now. So I always have a bad habit of not saving. And we'll do that. Okay, so let's go back to the main script here. This is the script that's going to be calling everything that's in here. So we left off with the initiative. I want to kind of break this out too. So, okay, D20 initiative pressed. Put this a little, don't. Combat initiative phase. We do some disabling of the UI, which is cool. I was going to check the last time I streamed. I had my BRB screen on for 24 minutes. What? These are where I did some print functions. So let's test this functionality again. Make sure nothing's changed since we last were here. Yo, Toxic, what's going on, man? What's going on? So here's the screen. If I did change the button to just be a simple roll initiative button. Notice that I did disable these buttons. They can't be pressed until the player actually wins the initiative or it's their turn to attack or to respond. So if I roll initiative and if the player wins, said player initiative 10, armor class of the encounters 8, player wins initiative and attacks, encounters 10 AC, hit with a roll of 17. So a lot of this stuff's going to be, I just have for like debug information right now. I'm not going to have it, I don't think, that verbose, maybe an option. Was about to go to bed, but checked Twitch and guess my plans have changed. You got another like at least 2 hours. I'm going to be streaming at least 2 hours tonight. So not too bad for you, I guess. Well, you're already in the morning, right? Isn't it like 1 a.m. for you already or something like that? So that's what we're going to be planning on doing. It's 7:30 now. We'll probably stream till maybe a little bit before 10. I'm going to try to make that something consistent. 1 a.m. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Time zones are horrible. You don't sleep anyway. You're like, is Prophets TV or is Ray streaming tonight? He is? I'm not sleeping, I guess. I'm not sleeping. I appreciate you coming in. So that would be cool to maybe give the option for the player to say if they want verbose logging to have all of this stuff shown. But I think it's too verbose at the moment, but I'm keeping it for debug. So we got to the first stage. We roll for initiative. And then if the player wins, then these become the next form of attack or the next phase of what they can do. If they're already damaged, maybe you want to try to flee. Maybe you want to heal. Maybe you want to just kind of defend this round and attack. So now let's take it to the next phase. After the encounter or after whoever wins initiative and they hit, you got to roll for damage. So this is all of this. I don't know if people typically do like these types of things to separate some of this stuff. All right. Got all those buttons. Those are for the dice. We got the initiative. We got the buttons there. We got that. If the attacker at the end of the initiative round robin until death, the attacker defend. Okay, repeat. I got all these inline notes of some. So from here, if they let's do take damage, combat, take damage. This is the damage phase. Okay. So for the take damage, what am I going to need for the take damage? I'm going to need, actually, this is just the call of take damage. So I need to make a function here. Function damage. I'm going to call this one. Once we get to there, do I have to roll do I have to always do this? Take damage? I guess I do. Okay, so in the take damage, we just need to send in who's taking damage, right? So we'll do damage or I was going to say recipient, but that's kind of a pain in the ass to spell all the time. So let's do who takes damage. That's kind of long. We'll pass in a string. I can always change that. And then We need to take current HP, which will be an integer, because we need to pass in. I wonder if I should have a function that's going to call another function just to. Yeah, because this is initiative. This is just okay. This is going to be externalizing the combat script, but I need to take in this information and I'm going to basically pass this information into here. So I might not even need this, but I kind of want to, from a flow perspective, I don't want to have this like in the open. So who can take damage? Just a person playing, or is this also for? Yeah, either or. So I want to say like target maybe just target. So this could be player damage or the encounter damage. So based upon like who rolls. So we just roll like an initiative. I rolled a successful hit against the monster's armor class. Now I need to send the target, which would be either my health, like I'm a player, or the encounter, and then the current HP. And so we would have that details, right? We would have the details, or would we not? This is the main. This is the reason why I want to do it here. We have the player name, level, class. We probably need the. Thought I had the armor class. I don't think we've implemented that yet, actually. Haven't. They haven't put the concept of armor class as a label in here yet. So I should probably put that somewhere on here, would make sense. Maybe next to level. Armor class. Look at my favorite chrome dome. Yo, what's up? It's actually a little bit rough right now. I gotta shave. I'm all scruffy. I thought about this would be funny. I thought about maybe I'm not gonna shave until I finish this game. My beard would be like down to like here or something. I'd be in braids. I thought about that too. I'm like, that would be kind of cool to keep me pushing. I hate beards. Yeah, what's going on, Cryo? How you doing, my friend? How you doing, my friend? See you in 10 years. Yeah, no kidding, huh? Let me do a shout out for Cryo. Friend here. Definitely give her a follow. ESO extraordinaire, awesome person. Plays a variety of games, but mostly playing MMOs. Yeah, that would be interesting, huh? Like day 47. The natives are restless. Oh, you don't stream anymore? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, you're a good person anyway. I'm giving you a shout out. I don't think Toxic streams, but otherwise I would give him a shout out. Gonna be writing this game in assembly. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? All right, so I guess we need to do armor class then. What the hell happened here? I locked it. You can see I locked all of these UI components, sometimes to my own detriment, because then when I try to unlock to get to certain things, it proves to be difficult now. But it's all hierarchical, like that word hierarchical. So is that for that? I think. Yeah. Is there a way to unlock everything? Can I like just go like this? And oh my God, okay, I can't do that. I thought maybe from the top and I do unlock. We don't need to do that. All right, so that's the title. We need to get down to here, which is the placeholder for the text frame. It's not that one. Let's collapse that. It's the character pane. If I unlock the character pane, and then I unlock, this is the armor vertical box. We don't need to do anything with that. I'm going to lock that actually. We need to do it with the level. Close this down. And that's over there. We don't need that. We need level. Those are here. Level. Okay, right here. Level. All right, so we don't need it to be that big. So let's unlock this. Let's slide this over to like that. And we'll use the other part for armor class. So I'm just going to do a duplicate here like that. I'm going to slide this over like this. We'll match it up with this corner here. And we'll label this character AC. And we'll put the AC be 10, just as an example. Okay, that's cool for now. We have to come back and do that placeholder here, but if I streamed, all I would be is just being distracted in the end of watching YouTube videos all the time, but is what the biggest streamers do. So maybe I should. I think you should. I think you should. All right, so that's there. Let's lock this back up before. I have a bad habit of dragging things around, so I'm starting to go back and lock stuff up. All right, so label character underscore AC. That should probably just be a value that I can pull. Dun, dun. I wonder if I could pull the value. That would be kind of cool. We can connect that after, but it would be kind of neat to pull that right now. Let's see if I just put a 10 here. And then I'll do another label in that field over there. Gonna just put a PNG in my avatar in the corner without any audio and just audio from my mic. Yeah, I think you can do that. A lot of people are using those animations now. What do they call them? Avatars, or what do they call those things? Seems to be a cool thing to do. Let's bring that over here like this. And let's do character AC value. Kind of long, but. And then we'll do this one, which would be a duplicate. And we'll unlock that. Drag this over. And this one will be AC. Group that down. Scoot this over. And that looks cool. And we will lock that in. And this we can move over. Lock that in. Okay. Copy. All right, so let's go back to, let's save this. Let's go back to here. I want to be able to use that as a value. So let's drag this over here like this. We will make this to be easier with that. Just call it AC value. Let's bring it up with the player stuff. Oh, I forgot to use my command. Hold on. Let me use my command that I know now. Let's see if I remember it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. AC value. So I'm just going to call this character just to be consistent. Character AC. That's easy. All right. So we can pull that down in our code now. We'll be able to pull the character AC. All right. So let's see if we can continue on. Just going to continue on and see what we can roll. I still think this code's a little bit verbose at the moment. It's too big, but we can take care of that. All right. So now we can do target. We can do current HP. And then take damage. So I'm trying to think. This could be target, could be player or encounter. I'm going to actually need, the current HP is what I need. I don't think we have, that's another thing I don't have on the UI. Whoa. Oh, I do. I have health. Okay. So the health, it's the first time interacting with one of these bars here. So the health technically isn't the HP per se. The max would be, but I would have to get whatever the current value of this is, which would be value. Okay. This would be whatever that current value. So if this is 10, yeah, it's going to show 10. So I'd want to pull eventually this value would be matching the player's constitution. So that's cool. So I'd want to pull the value from this field, and this field is P bar health. And do I have that accessible? Top. I think this is how you do all this. I don't know if I do, so I'm gonna do all of these now because I'm gonna need them. We'll make all of this character health. My God, it scared the hell out of me. Yo, what's going on, Crit? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. That scared the hell out of me, but welcome. Doing a little bit of fantasy adventure coding here. Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, Alfaso, what's going on? Raid. Let's throw up these Godot emotes here. There we go. We're just keeping the raid caravan going. Yeah, that's awesome, huh? I like how that's done. I was watching Basti or Bazing earlier. I was actually on my couch. I was watching it on the TV while I was eating and stuff. So that's kind of cool. And then I was watching Risey all day. And then I was Basti came on a couple times, so that's cool. Got introduced to you. Just followed a couple more people too, so it keeps my thirst for learning going with Godot. I'm a newbie. Hopefully, got some food going on. Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Adventurers. Right now, I'm kind of mapping the UI to match what I want to use for variables, kind of keeping them consistent. And I think, I'm not sure if I have to do, isn't that like unique name? So isn't that the same if I right click and I do access as unique name? Is that all I need to do? Is that going to do the same thing? Oh, it isn't. Are those RTS noises? Oh my, that the Ming is sexy. I'm not sure. Do I need to do? I think I need to do these. Instead of these. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I made this, the blood red theme. I kind of put it together the other night. Kind of cool. Different, you know, something different to look at. I don't think I need to have these then if I use those. I could do some copying and pasting though. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I think I need to do it this way, not this way. Hey, thanks for that shout out there. Basti, I appreciate that. On Twitter. Yeah, I think I might need to do that. So let's do all these values. Move them over here. I think I can just go like this. Mark them all, drag them over like that. I think this will make it accessible. Did I screw something up? Level class. Name class level AC. Don't need that. Okay, got that. Now we got all the stats. This is the UI, by the way. Those just coming in. I'm making a fantasy text-based adventure game with like graphical elements around it. So if you're ever familiar with like Zork or those types of games way back, all of the text-based content will be here. But as you can see, you'll have armor that you can actually get. You'll be able to drag and drop your armor. It'll keep track of any gold that you might get. Your name will be up here, which is a placeholder. Your class will be filled in from 4 basic classes that you pick. I just added the bag down here, so as you get loot, you'll be able to take them out of your bag and slot them in. Zork always wanted to play. I think it's free domain now. You can actually Google it and play it online. But they had a concept of you had to type like north or something, right? They had that concept of typing things to interact, and I thought, well, that would be kind of cool to take that world and make it somewhat. I don't want to say limited, but usable here. But also, you have attack buttons, and you can actually roll as interacting with the different types of dice rolls and stuff. Uh, you have some consumables or edibles down here, whether it's food, a bandage, a potion, elixir, whatever. You'll be able to do those types of things too. And yeah, so we're currently trying to do the combat system. If I play it from the beginning, Crest of the Moon, you have these typical nav buttons. New game. Here's the classes that you can actually pick from. Each of the class has a primary stat that gives a +1 bonus during the roll. Big truck going by my house here. So if you click like fighter, it's going to go to the stats page. This placeholder will say fighter, and you get to roll stats, and it is adding behind the scenes a +1 to these row of strength values, and it's also doing the other values. So you get to go here and say, okay, I want to take this one right here. I'll take this roll of 16. Hit select. And as soon as you select the value, you can't roll anymore, but you do have the ability to pick between the 3 columns. So it will lock in those values once you pick which one you want. Say we'll pick this one, lock in the values. Now I can't pick any more of the rolls. And then you hit continue. You name your character. Glod Iron Fist, greatest blacksmithy in the world. You come to the equipment page. This is going to be randomized too, so you'll have a random set of gear rolled between 3 categories. One would be a weapon, so you might have a sword, a rusted dagger, or something would be in the weapon slot, and the image will rotate based upon what the roll was. Your armor, you can have a cloth, leather, whatever. That piece will roll too. These are just placeholder graphics. And then the supply, like I said, could be a food supply, a bandage, an elixir, an eyeball. I don't know. Something like that would be here. Then when you hit continue, those would be transported to your backpack as you come to this scene. And this scene is going to be the main scene that you'll pretty much continue from here on out. We added some other things. If you hit escape, we have an interactive menu now where we started getting to the point where we're going to be actually saving the data, which these two are really huge. I have a friend, Captain Fubar, that's helping me with some of this code, walking me through understanding that as the first time. This is the first time I'm on day 7 of really, learning Godot live on stream. I've been watching a ton of content. So this will do my first thing of doing it behind the scenes. We already set up some of the files, if you will, to kind of start reading some of this in and saving it externally. We're just going to save it as a regular flat file for now. Eventually, I might use a JSON format or a database or something like that. Yeah, he's been in my ton back in the day. Tell him hi. I will. I definitely will. Smart person. I think everyone that I watch is. I'm not sure if you're from. You didn't sound like you were from Europe or EU, but I'm from the U.S. East Coast, so it's 7:45 my time. So most of the people that I watch are EU time. So I have them up while I'm working, kind of just peeking over and interacting and learning when I can. Yeah, well, thanks. I appreciate that, Al. I definitely appreciate that. I have great teachers, right? So I always say I'm a student of many masters. So this will basically be interactive there. You can get back to the game depending on what you want to do. But that's a major functionality that I'll be working with. West Coast and Mountain Time. Okay. So that's like 3, right? -3. So it's 5. What is it? 4, 5 your time? I'm going on 8. So yours is like 5-ish. And that's it. So roll initiative will, do what we're picking up now. You're rolling a D20. It's rolling anything Whoever gets higher, if it's the same values, I give it to the player. The player is actually going to win the roll. So on a d20, I roll the 9. The encounter or the mob or the monster or the animal roll the 7. So I won initiative. I attack. Then I roll against its armor class on a d20, trying to get its armor class higher. So I rolled a 13, and now I'm actually doing damage. I actually did learn itch from Basti or Bazing, depending on how you know him. So I started it. I got like no content out there, but I've been following people that are out there. I should make a page for it in regards to like a command, but this is the page. It's pretty much blank. I have my graphic that I made out there, a link to my Twitch, a link to Twitter, and a blank page which I'll update. But I was thinking of putting this game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with doing stuff out there. Should I start putting content out there even though I'm in very early stages of this game out there now? Or should I just wait until it's more fleshed out and more towards completion? Which might be a little bit. It might be a little bit. Just to get used to building. Yeah, I was watching. I think I followed yours just now. I think when I was in your stream, I saw a link. How do I get to the people that I'm following here? Review profile. Is that's this? Can I come to the page where I'm actually showing who I follow? I don't know if dashboard show me. Okay, followers. Following me. I'm following. Yeah, so I am following you, which is I just followed within 51 minutes ago. A couple other folks that I'm following based upon these were from people that either rated. I was watching someone, they got rated. I checked the page out. I think Obsidian Black was one the other day. Pug Dev. El Falso, yo, what's up? Dashboard, maybe, yeah. So that's cool. So if anyone wants to follow me, by all means, but I don't have anything out there yet. But like I said, I'll probably start putting content out there for this game. And, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll drive traffic. Maybe people will have interest. Maybe they'll come into the stream and ask questions and, provide some input to what's happening. We'll see. We'll see. What'd you guys end up getting? Ordering for food? What'd you guys get? All right. So back to the combat script. So I think I put these in right. So now I can access them by this name and it knows to pull that value. So now I want to be able to pull down here. These are all the buttons. All right. So we're doing, this is all the combat. So we're down to the take damage. Just burgers? Nothing wrong with that. Enjoy the burgers. Enjoy the burgers. Bacon on them, hopefully, or extra cheese. Yeah. What did I have for? All right, I made some chicken stir fry, onions and red bell pepper cut up with some little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of oil. Yep, that's what I ate. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Got some leftovers for tomorrow too. I'll probably have it during lunch. All right, so I'm thinking about breaking. So take damage. I'm not sure. I'm kind of coding this on the fly. For those who weren't here earlier, I did already map it out visually, but I mean, I'm pretty good with graphics, so I can visually map anything now. I need to apply code to it. But this is like the whole combat sequence here. Combat happens. The roll for initiative. This is kind of done. The attacker does its first AC check, armor check against who it's trying to attack. That could be a player attack a monster. It could be a monster attacking a player. And then a series of results happens, which are these offshoots here. We're at this point now where if it's a hit, take damage. If it's a miss, then, it goes to the attacker next round. The attacker does have a chance to flee if they're heavily damaged and it comes around into the next cycle of the combat. They have a chance to flee. They have a chance to heal. Those types of things. If the monster dies, then you go into, if it's a player, then I have to figure out how I want to do death. And then if it's an encounter, then you check XP gains, check level gains, and so forth. Welcome back. So I'm at this point now, and I do need to check the roll. So let's actually add that right now, because if the roll is a critical hit, if I roll a natural 20, or if it's a 1, then certain things will happen. This will be double damage. This would be some unfortunate mishap, which will happen. I'll probably have it like a series. Random things happen from like a dictionary of actions that could happen. You drop your weapon, you slip, you hurt yourself, something like that. Same thing for the monster side. The monster aggressively swings and misses and stumbles forward into the wall with its back facing you or something like that. So that's where we're currently at. So I need to back up a little bit and come to here. This is what I was asked. I asked Risey this afternoon too. So a couple people helped me in the chat, and I did some research. I wanted to, like in Python, I can do like an F string is what I call it from Python, where I can actually do like a print F string, and I can do player, player takes, and I can put in curly brackets here. I'm going to look down curly brackets, damage from a weapon, and then have another. I can put in as many variables weapon as I want. I was trying to understand that functionality from Godot, and I came up with these two formulas, which work. This first one looks like it pulls. I can put the same type of brackets, and this is kind of matching values from a dictionary at the end with the format command. So if I have like players armor class is being fed, and I pull in the variable here based on how it's set, and then this is an array. I'm pulling it's a two, how would I say that? 2 value index of 0, 1. I'm pulling the actual 1 value, which would be the roll itself from there. And then I also saw down here, this works too, but I couldn't get this to work with, this is a lot easier, I think. But I couldn't get it to work with multiple values. Like if I wanted to add, like here, like this one, player AC, and I wanted to put the variable there, I couldn't get it to work with 2 S's or 2 formatted strings for some reason. I think you can just an array. Yeah, it's only an array that works with. But even if if it's an array, yeah, that's the problem, because I wanted to use values that aren't a part of the same array. Like this one is just a variable. It's not a part of an array static value right now, but that would eventually pull from the values that I just set over here. And then this one was a part of an array, but only a part of that array, the second value of the pair. So it seemed like I did it right. It seemed like I did it right. Yeah, I think that's what I looked up. Yeah. I looked this up in the inline documentation. So it looks like I can use the formatted string just for 1 value, which seems okay. But if I try to use it for more than 1, I have to. It's better to use the dictionary type format. Like this one's right here, value. Well, this was saying %s formatted string was reluctant to learn that, but yeah, that's if it's a part of the same array. That's how I understood it anyway. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of that, especially with narration, with inserting player names, stats and stuff like that. I wanted to make sure that I understood that completely. All right, so here, let's just see actions. So here we're doing this. I'm just passing in whether it's a hit or miss as a string. And then the second value is the actual roll. So I need to check on the roll. If it's a hit, I wonder if I should do an or. Let's try this out. I think I should do an or, right? I mean an and. So I think if check hit is a hit and is there an and thing? And check underscore hit. Oh man, I got to get used to these brackets things. Brackets equal to 20. This would be a critical hit. Head pain, so many codes. What's going on, Trip? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope things are going well, you and your fiance. What's up? What's up? All right, so this would be, I just want to do print. Actually, I want to do it to actions dot pen text critical hit, so I can kind of see critical hit. And then, yeah, so okay, so this is just doing that. So that can stay the same. Now I need to do an else if here. elif. Magic numbers. Yep, it's all going well. I'm doing great. No complaints. elif check underscore hit. Jesus. I gotta get used to my fingers of where those things are. I always have problems of those brackets specifically. Hit and check hit. One is less than 20. Oh, I could just put greater than player AC. Right? If the roll is equal to 20, it's meeting this condition. If the roll is greater than the player AC, and then it's this condition. Else the player misses. I think that's right, right? I think that's right. Eventually, I'll probably have like messages or some type of message broker, so I don't have to keep duplicating some of this stuff. Will that actually work? I'm just going to do an append here because I want to actually I want to see normal hit. I'll move these out. These are kind of just debug lines. Normal hit. All right, let's try that first. And if I roll initiative, okay, so wow, right off the bat. That's shocking. And now I'm questioning my code. All right, player initiative 10, encounter initiative 11, encounter wins initiative and attacks, critical hit, players AC. Oh, it hit me. Players 10 armor class hit with a roll of a 20. Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't. What are the odds of that right off the bat? I thought I'd have to be swinging that a couple times for initiative rolls. Player 8, encounter 12. So this is where I'm going to stop. So you don't really only need to do, technically in D&D, there's always like a round robin, right? Whoever wins initiative goes first, but you don't roll initiative on the next round. So I go first. Let's say I win. I attack the monster. The monster does some action or attacks me, and that's round 1. You don't go into an initiative to see who attacks on round 2. I just round robin it, say, okay, if I attack first, monster, then it's back to me, then it's back to monster. I'm doing it that way until someone dies. Instead of rolling an initiative every single time, I think that would be a little too much. Okay, so I think that works. I have the critical hit there, attack. See if we do. That was easy. Normal hit, normal hit. Very cool. Check. All right, I can come back and clean up that code after, but that's the critical hit. So now in the critical hit, I need to make sure when we're down here, do I send that in to take damage as a value? So that would be hit type string. So it's either going to be like a crit or normal, or I could just do a value 1, 0, and 1. But I think that would be a little bit harder to understand after. It's Texan. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm just reading a text from work here. Okay. So on the take damage side, and we don't do that for the. We actually need to do the same thing. See, this is where I don't. I mean, I do the refactor and after, but should I do that like right now? Is it a critical hit, or maybe I could when I do the roll? Like, is that how you guys typically code? So typically, like a function, you only want it to do one purpose, right? You don't want it to do additional type of logic or too much logic. It does one purpose. Like this one rolls initiative and it returns the value. Doesn't do any comparison or anything like that. Just returns an array with two values in it. The main thing that the main program or script that calls it does the evaluation once it's returned. Same thing here when I do an armor check. Yeah, keep it as simple as possible. When I do an armor check, I don't get into heavy details. I just say, okay, what's the defender's armor class? I roll a d20 against it. I pass in back an array saying you either hit or miss, and I pass the results of the dice that was rolled. That's it. So here I'm thinking when I do that on this script for checking if it's a critical hit, should I return that when they roll the dice, like AC check here? Because it's still a part of the value. So I could say here, and that would alleviate, 6 lines of code on the other side. I could say, as a result, capture that and return like a hit type, kind of like what I was doing the other side. And the hit type would be, if it's a 20, then return crit. If it's not, return normal or something. Yo, Andrew, what's going on? Welcome. That is called abstraction, one of the tenets of object-oriented coding or programming. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Andrew. Yeah, that's what I try to do. But what's the, like, what limit do you draw? Like on that example that I just said, should I put the critical hit determination in here? Or because this is only an armor class check to say, I'm going to roll a d20 against your armor class, and I'm going to return whether you're hit or miss, and that's it, period. I send those results back. I interrogate it. Yeah, okay. In general, a function should do. Okay, perfect. So here I'm wondering if we get a critical hit or a miss, do I then take that in this part and do an evaluation, or is what I'm doing fine? Because I already got the dice roll back. I'm just doing a determination now to say, okay, if I get the array value back, which is the integer. If it's 20, then do this. If it's not, then do that. Okay, cool. Thanks for that validation there. I appreciate it. It's okay that there are two functions if there are two things to do. Okay. I'm always curious about best practice and stuff, so I know I know Toxic can attest to, some of my code here definitely needs to be refactored, but I kind of just want to get the base foundation working in functionally, and I can go back and clean it up. But if I can clean it up during the process and get that, that's a notch of efficiency, I guess, in coding. Yeah, never knows, or Toxic knows some of the stuff I tried to pull off. It was live on stream. I must have had the biggest SQL string ever seen. And it didn't work. I would have laughed if it would have worked. That one file, yeah. These days, it is really about who you ask. 20 years ago, it seemed a lot simpler. Well, I'm happy to hear. I definitely need as much feedback as I can to make sure I'm doing things the clean way. I want to learn the right way. All right, so if we get so I pass this in now. I need to pass in the hit type. And I'm thinking this take damage would be really what we care about when we're applying a critical hit, meaning double damage. Other than that, I'm not really using it anywhere. So this is probably where to be. So I thought maybe I'd do a hit type. So when I'm doing damage, so here's the thing too. This is the main page. This main page is going to be calling the combat scripts, the inventory manager, the player, the different models and stuff like that. Down here, because I'm thinking well, this is all going to be interactive based on what they click on here. But I'm thinking, okay, if they come down and it's time to take damage, I don't want to set up a function like this just to call another function that's in my combat script. But I think I have to. Otherwise, I could do, because if I just do take damage, if I assign this to a variable, of course, to take damage, it has to be in some form of a context that I'm going to call from within this scene, if you will. Because it's kind of like it's almost like redundant. I think I need to put up something, maybe the next phase, because if I roll initiative, how would this then link to the first round of, it already has attack in it. How do I pass on from here into the damage phase? I could call it potentially in here, and then I wouldn't need this. I would add these to the core function, like over here. When I do take damage, I'd add that there as passed in parameters. And then I'd come back down here, and I wouldn't need this. I wouldn't need any of this. I would just do it from the initiative roll. But we're only rolling initiative once. So that's why I thought maybe once this is here, I'd call a function within here to the combat. I think how I want to do this. So if encounter wins, roll the check to hit the player up here. I need to add that same. So let's do that same check here. Checking for double damage. Checking for a critical hit, rather. Critical hit on the player. I don't do anything else with that. I do the second if here. The else if. Let's copy this. This probably could be a hell of a lot cleaner, but. And, all right, encounter. Defender's armor class. Counter. Play. Okay, so this is the monster. Encounter wins initiative. Check combat, combat AC check. That's where it rolls that, which is cool. This is determining up here who goes first. So this is the player wins. Player attacks first. Monster attacks player. All right, so this is all the player logic. Okay, okay. Player, counter, and counter, and counter. This would be defenders, AC. And that's good. And down here would be player, player. 20 hit. So I think right here, I'm just going to do... that's the thing. I don't want to call the function twice. So it would be combat, combat dot take damage. And I would be passing in these values. I didn't save the script, of course. Notorious for that. Notorious. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't want it to be a part of... Maybe it's just the first round of combat I'm going to do here. So I don't like how this is flowing. So I have the initiative roll, which is all here. It's either the player or the monster attacks. I think I should carve out from the hit point, as soon as I determine a hit or a miss, and it gets through this first round, I need to break out of this first round and send it to a combat handler that would continue the cycle. So maybe I send it over into this script. And from here, maybe I would make another, a higher broker, if you will. That'd be another function that would send back and forth between these two. All right, I don't know. Let's just see how this would work if I do it. This is the end, combat initiative phase. Rolls combat. The player attacks first. We pull in the defender AC. We do it if it's a critical hit. It's going to be damage times 2. So combat dot take damage. And I'm going to pass in the target would be mob. Current HP would just say it's 10. And hit type would be critical. So it's going to take damage, and I want it to return back as an integer, and it would be basically the health returned back as a value or a status. I could return an array too, but let's see how this is going to work. Mob 10 critical. Mob 10 critical. If target equals mob, take damage based upon hit type. So it'd almost be the same logic. If mob equals, if the target is equal to mob and hit type is equal to critical. Or I need to pass in, or should I do damage here? Yeah, I think this is where it's going to. Do I have a separate one that rolls damage? This is take damage. Do I want to do this one to actually do both functions? To take the damage, we're going to roll the damage and take the damage. I guess that's okay. So we would have to roll damage. So in order to roll damage, I need to know weapon damage. Let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. So weapon damage, we'll say it's a 8. 8. And the weapon damage is going to be calculated based upon the the dice roll. So this would be like a D8 to roll the damage. Which is okay. All right. So that's good. We'll come back over here. We passed that value and now it's an 8. So now we know it's a critical. So from here, we would do take the damage based upon hit type. Roll damage. Roll damage based upon weapon damage as a dice value. Take damage based upon hit type. Evaluate remaining current HP. So if it's a critical hit, the damage would roll. So we'll do weapon damage. So that's going to be whatever that is. So it would be dice dot roll dice. It would be 1 to weapon damage. Base bar base damage equals that. Print. We'll just do print. Base damage. Debug lines. So this is going to take in the roll. It's going to roll 1 to the weapon damage, and the weapon damage is going to be the type of damage it's going to take on the high end. So it'd be 8. Not a static value. That means you're going to roll 1d8 for that damage. Godot has themes now. Yo, yeah. I made this theme. It's this is Godot 4 beta 10. I made this one. It's like blood red. Kind of cool. Songa, what's going on? Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. All right, so that does base damage. I could just do. That's gonna be a lot, man. Imagine if I do base damage times 2. That's death. Hey, thanks. So it'd kind of be the same, right? I could do this, right? Times 2 instead of having a separate line. Would that work? Does that mean I have to put these in? Oh, I'd have to put it. Do I have to put it to second line? That works, right? Did it not work when I did it this way? It works. Oh, thanks. All right, so I think that works. So now I'm going to do just a print and just going to do the damage. I want to see what that damage is. That's a double damage. Else if hit type is equal to normal. Target is equal to mob. And hit type is equal to normal. We'll do the same thing, except it would be without that. Actually, I think I can make this even smarter, right? So can I do an or here? So if target is equal to mob or target is equal to player and the hit type is critical. So who cares if it's the player or the mob? I can kind of do the same thing here, right? If either one of those is a critical hit, they're going to take this damage. Is that right? Got a message. Got a message. Yeah, I think that wouldn't matter. Yeah, because I'm only sending them one hit point anyway, so I think that would actually work. I think that would actually work. Let's do a couple. We'll do target just to make sure these values are working. Damage. And then down here, so that's target damage, take damage. So that would be that. And then it would be current new health. Var new health equals current HP minus damage. Do I have to explicitly define that? Like, do I have to like put var health up here for var health or new HP equals 0 first? Or can I just assign it like that? And then I can just put new HP. I think it doesn't matter, right? Can I just put a var here? Is it going to know or cause an issue if it's, if I don't assign it a specific value first? We'll find out. I'm going to actually put this down below. Target, damage. Current HP. New HP. Current HP, we'll pass that in. The new HP, what we're going to be returning. I can actually do this outside of here, I think, right? I think. Can I do that like just down here? Can I do that like just down there maybe? Well, it's still gonna know the target. Not gonna know damage though. Yeah, I think if I put it up here, var new HP equals 0, then I can use it in both of them. New underscore HP minus damage. New HP, not no problem. Okay, new HP. It's going to be new HP equals current HP minus damage. Okay. Then we'll do the same thing here. Let's see if this actually works. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going to happen here. else print something else. This probably won't be here, but just for a placeholder. Let's see if all this stuff works. Starting to look Greek. Starting to look Greek. All right, player, mob, player. Okay, yeah. Or target is equal to player and type is equal to no. Yeah, so it wouldn't matter. Almost like, why am I passing in then the target? We'll keep it that way for now. Let's see what happens. So the expected behavior when I hit roll initiative. Yep, something's broke. Something's freaking broke. God, what the hell happened? Back over here. Let's make sure we did this right. Mob health. I don't think I have mob health. Mob. We'll do the same thing. Var mob health equals 10. Why would I put it like mob health? What does that even mean? Take damage. So this is the mob taking damage. Mob health. What the hell is that? Oh, I know what I did. That's the return value. And I'm not doing any returns. Is that why it's failing? I could probably do that outside of this else, right? Can I do... At the end, take damage, we're going to return it regardless. I think that works. What is this complaining about? Put this down here. Yo, Alfonso, thank you for clicking that follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You got to pray the roll isn't normal or critical to instantly kill the opponent. Yeah. Right now it's gonna because of the value that's currently set. Thank you for clicking that follow button. I appreciate you. We're at 8:30 marker here. Let's see. Expected expression as dictionary value. Here. Why? It's a critical. Else if it's greater than the player. Else. Missing. Make sure my stuff's saved. Let's try this again. No, my dice aren't working either. Roll initiative. Expected expression as dictionary value. But sadly, I have to really go to bed now. In 30 minutes, it's 3 a.m. We have read us. Thanks for clicking that follow button. I appreciate you. I'll probably see you tomorrow morning in Basty's stream there. Have a great night. Thank you for stopping in, especially how late it is for some of you folks. For sure. Get rid of some of these lines here. Okay. Print. Okay. Else if LF check hit and greater than the player, which would only be if it's greater than the player's AC but less than 20. Pending that. Oh, where's my... The hell? That's probably why it failed here. What happened to my other value? Got truncated off. Player AC, because this is defender AC. Okay. Should work. Clear up these errors. Save this. Roll it. All right, so we want to get it because I think we only set it on the player side. Player wins initiative, encounter 10, roll a 16. And I don't think I got anything. So I'm not calling. Okay, player was missed. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not calling the where am I calling my combat script? Right here. Combat take damage, mob. So why didn't that come into here? If target equal to mob or target is equal to player and hit type is equal to critical. Am I passing in the item? I'm not passing in the type, am I? Yeah, I'm passing in critical. Let's do, because I'm not rolling a 20, that's why. That's why. So let's do the same thing here. I have two of those though, so should I just put bar mob health? This is going to be no. All right, let's see. This should actually return something now. If I roll the initiative and win it against a player, we should see more of stuff. So player wins the initiative, encounter was missed, so I missed. I'm hit, but I didn't put it on that. Scroll through to see if we can see player normal hit. I don't think it's hitting the take damage. I don't see any of my take damage stuff coming back. Put a debug line over here. We'll come back over here. And we'll do print. Oh, I was actually in the... I printed it out. I was expecting it to see in the action pane, but it's down here. So you can see mob 12, 10. Mob a current, let's see, current HP was 10. Let's see. Damage. Where's my print line? So target was mob. The damage was 12. The HP was 10. Yeah, so that's working. And of course, it's minus, so it would be -2, means it dies. And then the second print comes back as I return it here. Okay, so that is working. So the other one was 4, 10, 6, 6. Okay. So it took 4 damage out of 10 HP. And then had 6 health. All right, so that is working. I just need to. I was looking at the action pane, trying to figure out why do I not see the combat over there? Because I didn't print it over there, dude. I didn't print it like this. So I should print that out. I should print that out. Yeah, I can print that out. I should just be able to go to like here, pen action text, print that in. Now I think we might have an issue because action's not declared. Yeah, because we're in a combat side. That's what I mean about doing too much in here. But I could return all those values. Keeping this simple. Yeah, I could just return an array with all that stuff, right? So if I were doing this, then I could come up here and go like this, right? Oh, that's not, I mean, not on this part. It would be up here, right? Array. And then I could I could return all of this stuff back and evaluate it on that side, right? So I could technically, can I technically put that down here? Could I return it with, this point we only need to return. Do I want all the values returned? Because if I did, it would be, do I have to put that in quotes? Or is it just value? Like, can I just do target? I don't think I need to return target back. Will I ever need to return target back? I don't think so. It would just be damage, current HP, new HP. Would I need to return the target back? I'm going to put it in just for the hell of it. So if I'm sending in multiple calls, it would be a great way to know what that is. And then I should be able to print blank these out, right? I'm returning back the dice roll. I already know if it's a critical hit or not because I'm passing that in. I don't know the damage because I'm rolling it here, but now I know the damage. Current HP. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I'm gonna have to sneeze or something. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna return these values. Let's save this. I'm gonna come back over here. I'm going to, where is it? Where these append things are. Print, chord, take damage. So right here, I'm just gonna put, oops, here. This is gonna change all of this. So then I'd want to, then I can print out, then I can do my actions dot append text. going to get kind of interesting here. The target took 10 damage, bringing it from, this is just larger lines. I'm going to kind of slim this down, bringing it from current HP to new HP. And then after that, I would do the /n. And then inside, I'll do .format. And this is where we start breaking out those things. So the first one would be target, which would be target. And then it would be damage. That would be actually the value. Actually, it would be 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this would be mob health. And it would be 0. This works, I'll be like fucking shocked. And then it would be damage. That's going to be value 1. And then it's going to be current HP, which would be the 2 value. And then it would be new HP, which would be the 3rd value. That's super long. I think I can chunk that down too, but I just want to see if this is actually going to work. Save this. So this should now print it to the action window. Can you unpack arrays in GDScript? I'm not even sure what that means. There we go. Okay. So that works. So critical, let's see, player rolls initiative. Encounter, I roll the 16, the monster roll the 14. Player wins initiative and attacks. It's a normal hit. Encounters 10 HC, is hit with a roll of an 18. The mob took 12 damage, bringing it from 10 to -2. Successful. Probably not the cleanest code. Probably not the best way to do it. But it worked. It worked. Get some Godots in chat here. There we go. Mm-hmm. So let's say you have a return like returning X and Y, right? Separate values outside of a array. Yep. Can you? No idea. What would be a good use case for that? Can you then do X, Y equals run function? Instead of results equal run function and then results. Instead of. Right. Where are you thinking with that? Like what I just did with the values on returning the damage results? I don't know if GD script has its. Just curious if it did, might be useful here. Yeah, yeah, it would definitely reduce a lot of the code. That's cool. Fundamentally, it works. It's crude. Well, that was a 22. Mob took 16 damage. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How could it take 16 damage? And that's a normal hit. Counters 10 AC hit with a roll of 15. So the damage, the roller ain't working properly. They're only supposed to be only passing in an 8 weapon damage. It only get there if it's critical. Oh, I wonder. Oh, no. That still works. So this if statement would say if it's not a mob, then it's going to go to here, and it has to equal this condition. So this really doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with that. The damage, weapon damage. I am passing in 8, right? Yeah, I'm passing in 8. So it should roll 1 to D6, which it is. It's saying roll D8 down here for damage. D8. How could it be? And it would never come into 2 of them. It's either going to execute this or it's going to execute this or not do anything. So how could it ever be? How could it be a 16? I guess I'd have to see where that is. Let's do that again. I didn't believe what that was doing there. I didn't believe what the hell it was doing. Let's do this again. All right, roll initiative. Player initiative 9, monster rolls, normal hits. Okay. All right, so let's see. Player initiative 17 over 13. I hit. It's a normal hit. The mob took 12 damage. That's impossible. So my calculation is not working properly with the dice roll, I guess. It doesn't like the dice roll. I mean, this is already an integer, right? Let me print out what this is doing for damage. Print TMG. Normal. Critical. It is right? So damage, we're defining damage as 0 in the beginning. It's coming in here. If it's critical, I shouldn't need to do like instantiate this because it's a static function, right? Like I don't need to do dot. I wonder if I do. Do I need to do dice.new and then roll it? Do I need to do that and then do damage.roll? I thought I didn't need to do that if I put static functions. I think I need to define a new value here. Damage. Oops, fuck. I wonder if that was causing the issue to initiative. Okay, here we go at the bottom. Player rolled a 13. counter roll to 1. I attack. Normal hit. There we go. Armor class 10 AC, hit with a roll of 13. The mob took 6 damage, bringing it from 10 to 4. Let's check down here. Oh, this is saying critical. Critical with a roll of 6. So that's an issue. That's an issue. Let's get rid of these other debug lines here. Let's see. Where's my dice? Just temporarily take that out. So the player of target. What am I passing in here? Am I passing in always the mob? Yeah, I'm passing in always the mob. We'll bring this to 20 health. So if I'm always passing in the mob, if it's a 20 and if it's a normal hit, passing in that, take damage. Put this to 20. Save. I'll come back over here. It doesn't seem like it's doing it properly. Let's do this again. I'm in disbelief. I'm in disbelief. Let's see. All right, here we go. Player 1, 12-2. Player 1's initiative, normal attack. Mob took 8 damage, bringing it from 20 to 8. That math is right. If I come over here, it's saying critical 8. Am I showing what I rolled? I'm not showing what I'm rolled, but it's showing normal. Yeah, I am showing player's AC hit. That's it. But I didn't show the encounter's AC hit. Yeah, okay, so roll of 18. Gonna take a wild guess and say it's not being added anytime soon. Main thing is to do it as any possible. Seems like it's been an open proposal for 2 years now. 2 years. It's pretty close. It's soon. It's soon. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. I'm calling the damage function. Passing in the string, which is mob. I'm passing in its health, the type, and the weapon damage. Zeroing these out for new health. Actually, that will probably going to be a problem. No, that's all right. If the target is equal to mob or target is equal to player, in this case it's going to be equal to mob, and hit type is equal to critical, then it's going to do that. Else if target is equal to mob or target is equal to player and hit type. Actually, I don't even need hit type here. Just simplifies this. If it's critical, it's here. Otherwise, it has to be a normal. So I don't need that line. Damage, I'm rolling new dice. I wonder if it's taking the variable damage. No, because it shouldn't be shared. I'm sharing the variable in each of which is fine. I'm zeroing out every time it's called to 0. Damage equals new. So I'm instantiating the dice class. Damage equals damage. Damage equals damage. Damage equals. Do I need to call this? Damage amount. Unless it's down. No, because that's undefined. I should be able to do this. damage is printing that out, but why is it printing critical when it's not a critical? Oh, because I'm passing in the critical, but the dice roll isn't critical. Let's do this. Make sure I'm passing in the value. So I'm passing in this value hit type based upon the roll, and I'm returning the target, the damage. That's right. It's somewhere up here that's printing out that critical that's not right. So let's go back over to here where I'm sending it in. Pen text critical hit only if a 20. I'm doing mob. I'm saying it's critical because it's within the critical block, which is okay. Here I'm saying, oh. Oh, see what happens when you copy and paste shit? Oh, that's the issue right there. Discovered. Discovered. That's why I don't like copy and pasting a lot of stuff. All right, so here we go. Player rolled a 20 for initiative. Counter rolled a 3. Player wins initiative and attacks. It's a normal hit because it's an 11. I hit the armor class of 10. Mob took 14 damage, bringing it from 12 to 6. Now, how the hell could it take 14 damage when it's a D8? We ran into another issue. Save the script. I rolled an 11, so it's not double damage. What am I passing in? I am passing this in the right type, right? Yeah. No, I'm not. This is the damage. Target damage. Lucky I put this down here. Target. This is the damage, so this should be 8. No, that's the return. No. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go look over here. Yeah, I'm doing that right. Damage. This is what I'm passing in. Let me take this over there to make sure. And I'm passing back. Let's make sure I'm passing back the same values I'm sending in. I'm passing back target. Oh. No, that should be. I should be able to pass it back in any order as long as I'm printing it in that order. Target damage, current HP, new HP. Let's check that out. Where's my print? Target damage, current HP, new HP. That's right. Target damage, current HP, new HP. That's fine. But when I call it, let me just do this. I think I'm calling it properly. I'm passing in a string, a mob. I'm passing in the current hit points, passing in the hit type, and I'm passing in the weapon damage. So that is right, and that matches down here. That's cool. When it does the print, though, here, oh, it's doing more damage than what it should be doing. Let's check the values. So it would be 0 damage, current HP, new HP, target. 0, 1, 2, 3. That's right. Oh, no HP. Check hit. Counter roll to the hit. Check hit. Yep. Yep. Not doing anything with combat down there. Let's test this again. Come back over to the print line. Where am I doing the print? Put a space here. He just blank this out. I'm trying to think. I shouldn't have to do that. Roll. 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 All right. Mob took 14 damage, bringing it from 20. So the math is right there, but it is. I'm not understanding how it's getting a roll of a. The mob took blank damage, bringing it from blank to blank. How is it getting a 14 when I'm telling it to do a 1? So my dice thing isn't functioning properly. So let's just test this out. Maybe it's not. Maybe it can't. Is this expecting an int? It is an integer, so I don't understand why that wouldn't work. I'm passing in an integer. It should. This value is expecting 2 integers. I don't think I should have to define it like that. We'll see. We'll see. 4. Okay. That's 4 now. All right. Maybe I had to. It didn't know what it is, even though I sent it in as an integer. Player 12, 3, attack, normal. I hit it with an 11. Mob took 4 damage, bringing it to. Okay, so that's right. It did now spit it out, right? Let's see what the next one is. 14. So we get a 14 again. 14 damage. 20 to 6. And it's a normal hit. So something I think is screwed up here. Does it not like that value, like evaluating it? Maybe I got to do it on a separate line. Damage equals damage times 2. Maybe it doesn't like that like such, because I think it's screwing up on that line. Even though it's saying it's a normal hit. Target mob. Everything else is saved. Is this? Yeah, those saves everything when I do this. Here. Okay, so 16, 15, 11, 14. Mob took 2 damage. It's normal. It's 2. Okay. There's a critical hit. That's cool. Counter was missed. Okay. The mob took 6 damage, so that's still pretty good. 11. So I wonder if, because I had to define it like that, maybe it just didn't like the times 2. 8 damage, so that's cool. And I rolled an 8. Mob took 8 damage, bringing it from 18, so that's good. No, 16. Hmm. that is the damage. Maybe I'm going to print it here too. I wonder if something's getting screwed up on this part. Print, returned. And I should be able to just do where was it? Mob, health. That work as a range? I forgot how to do a range between like printing out all the values. Is it that? Yeah. Is that going to print out all the values? 0, 1, 2, and this would have to be 3. See. We'll see what happens. Normal hit. Let's do the same thing up here. Mm-hmm. And can I truncate this anyway? Like, how do I like? Because it's too long at the moment. Can I just do like where can I break this? Let's see what happens. There we go. Bam. All right. So 4/20/16 mob. 4 damage. Turn 4. Normal 4. Mob 4/20/16. So it's 20 health. All right, so that's right. 16 is the new health. Goes to type, the damage, current health, new health, and what was returned 4. That's right. Okay, here's some cool stuff now. So that's 12 damage. So it can't do a 12 damage. Is it adding it? Or yeah, I rolled a 12 damage. 12, 20, and 8. Oh, something screwed up here. It's not adding them because I rolled. Where is it? Yeah, I rolled a 12. This is the second roll. First roll. First roll was a 4. Second roll was a 12. Third roll was a 10. Let's go back up here. Let's see. Dice roll. Dice roll. Number of rolls. Dice type. Integer. For I in range 0, number of rolls. Roll. Random range 1 to dice type, which we're passing in. Put that debug line back in there. Print total roll. I'll frickin' put debugs all over this place. So I think it's not there. I don't think it's here. Let's space this out a little bit. Critical hit. Let's go back up here. So if check, so we're doing check hit combat AC defender. I think that works fine. We're returning the value if it's a hit, and if it's a 20, roll over 20, then we're doing this. Defender roll check 1. Roll of blank. Okay, now we're doing damage. Combat take damage, passing in the type, the hit points, hit type, and the damage. Yep, weapon damage is an integer. That's a string. Current HP is an integer. Target is a string. Once that returns, we're just printing out mob health 0 through 4. Wonder if I need to do, because it looks like it's only doing one of those values. So do I need to do like all of this? Oh, there's a way to do, can I just print the array? Yeah, let's just do print the whole damn thing. That's what we want to do. Mob health. I think that would work. Okay, so take damage. I'm passing that in. So combat take damage. Let's go over to combat. Take damage. Yep. String integer. String integer. New hit points. Zeroing it out. The value variable we're going to use down on. If we take damage, zeroing out every time we call it. If it's this or player and hit type is equal to that, damage. Oh, I wonder if it's. Just see something here. I wonder if it was getting messed up with that as a dice roll. So we're going to assign a new one to that instance. And then damage would equal to that, which would be the instance. Damage times 2. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing down here. Roll. Damage roll. I bet you that was it. It wasn't evaluating. I was trying to set an integer to an object type. Nope. Okay. Can't do base array. Is it just values? Print. Non-existent function values and base array. Let's do, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Print array. Array. I want to print all the values in the array. Arrays can be concatenated using the plus operator. Yeah, just print array 1. Okay, so it's just, I don't need to do the values then. Okay. All right, all right. All right. I can just do like this. Check, 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 check. 12. How is it getting a 12? Oh, it's a 20. Okay. Phew. Like it's a 20. It's like, how is it getting that? All right, let's see what the hell's going on here. Okay, now I'm printing out every single roll. So we're at the 20 marker down there. Oh, that's okay. Never mind. Yeah, that's a crit. Let's see. Player, it's a 20. Player wins initiative and attacks. Critical hit encounters. Okay, yeah. So I rolled a 20. The mob took 12 damage, bringing it from 20 to 8. And the roll was. There's the 20. Yeah, it couldn't be damage. Yeah, there's still something screwed up with it. It couldn't be a 20 on a D8. Even double damage would be a 10. And I am rolling a D8. D8. Total roll is a 6. Which is right. Critical would be a 12. So is it my print line that comes back out that's wrong? No, what am I thinking? So that's right. Yeah, that's right. I don't have a problem. Total roll was a 6. Because it's a critical, it's multiplied by 12. So it is 12 and it is 12 and it is doing the math right. Okay, so that is right. Let's do it again. Every time we have multiple ones is when it starts getting values screwed up. Okay, so that's a 2. Total roll is a 1. Okay, so it is duplicating. No, it took 2. But why is it saying total roll is a 1? Hold on. Might not be printing it out. Total roll is a 1. And why does it duplicate? Let's do it again because our 1's kind of a fishy thing. That's kind of fishy. I want to see some value to see if it is doubling. Yeah, it's not. Okay, it is a crit. I need a normal roll. Okay, here we go. Normal hit. Took 8. The dice, the total roll was a 4. I wonder if I'm not adding it together here. So let's see something. On the dice roll, total roll, I think I need to print it out here. Can I print it like here? Instead of inside the if or the for loop. Let's do that. So I'm only catching half of it. Let's re-roll this. Roll. All right, critical hit 28. So this should have been a 4, which is right. And this dice is magical. Look at all these hits I'm taking. With a roll of a 12. Counters hit with a roll of 12. The mob took 16 damage. That ain't right. Total roll is 6. Hold on. Let's clear this window. Let's clear this window. Roll. Okay, perfect. So I rolled the d20s, right? So 18 and 1, that's the initiative roll. Then I roll against its armor class, which is a 14 roll. Then I roll the d8 damage, so it is pulling the right roll. The total roll is a 3, and it's returning 6. and it's a normal hit. So that is not correct. So the only way that that could not be correct is on the dice part that I'm rolling, which is here. Am I doing the print wrong? Dice type. I wonder if it's the same thing that I'm running in over here, though. Do I have to passing that as an integer? Shouldn't have to, but I mean, these are all right. These aren't multiplying anything. 8. Is there something wrong with the 8? 3, 5. Nope. So that's all working. These are rolling the dice functions. 3, 1. If I roll initiative, 12 damage. How is it rolling a 12? It's like doubling the value somehow. Doubling the value at the time that I'm printing that out. So total roll is right. So actually the dice is right. So this is right because this is coming from the dice class. That's correct. So this part is correct. However, I'm returning it when I do the dice roll combat, and I'm returning it from dice roll here. Take damage. Hold on. Where is it printing normal 12? It's printing that normal 12, right? Print right here in these sections. Normal 12. I'm doing a variable roll damage. Not defined anymore. So I'm rolling. I wonder if because it's adding, it is adding these values up. Roll crit damage. Roll norm damage. I don't think this is the case, but you really should have independent variable names. Let's test that. Maybe it's adding the two together somehow. 2. I rolled the 2. Okay, total roll 1. Normal 2. I roll the 1. 19, 18, 11, and 1. So it's still doubling it. Is it because of this? Do I have to return? I wonder if it's my fucking return that's screwing it up. I'm going to return them independently. I'm going to return them independently and see. No code, not all code paths return a value. That's a new one. bad naming, but I just want to rule out is sharing any type of data across to both of them. It shouldn't be, but parse error. Not all paths return a value. So take damage. And here, take damage. Can't wait for me to facepalm. Yeah. Do you already see the issue? Don't tell me if you do. Yeah, don't tell me if you do. Mob check. Oh, I wonder if that's a. I see an issue. So I wonder if this is I'm comparing an array to a string. No, because it's the value. So that ain't that's right. So this is right. This is times 2. So mob health. I'm passing in critical. I'm passing in normal. The normal part is what's doubling. Go back to combat. Not all code paths return a value. So I do that. I don't like return nothing. Return null. Oh, because that's always going to return null. Oh, I think this should work. I don't think I need to do. Let's see. Return. I'm returning target damage here. Here. I should be able to return anything I want to return. I'm returning this separately. Else if return null. I don't think I'm ever running against that, but can I just pass? Stop this. Static function take damage. Not all code paths return a value. So is this saying what I'm passing in is not returning a value? No, because it's here that's failing. Oh, because I'm not. Yeah, I'm returning that to take this out. That wasn't it. What the hell? New HP damage equals 0. Roll. Critical. That's instantiating the object. Assigning variable. Because this is an integer, right? It is. Return total. Oh, it's an integer. I wonder if I need to define. No. No, I shouldn't need to do that, right? I shouldn't need to define the type that gets returned. Although I'm not defining it. I don't think this is going to do it, but that's saying it's going to return the value, right, of an integer. So that would now be an integer. I don't think that was it, but it's good to be able to do that anyway. I don't think it's that part. This is an array. We're returning arrays. Oh, I wonder if it's no, because we shouldn't have to do the hit type. Mob or that's working because it's coming in here. To find a new variable, which is an object instantiates dice.new. I don't know if we need to do that anymore, honestly, but damage equals. I needed to like define it to evaluate this first. I thought it would go that way anyway, but I guess we can rule that out. Damage equals roll 1. I'm passing in 2 integers. That works. And then we're saying damage equals damage times 2. That works. It's not an issue. This hit type, damage. Target, damage, HP, new. Does it mean I have to return all those values? If I cast this to, or if I make this return value an array, do I have to have all of these values returned? 1, 2, 3, 4. Target, which is there, damage. No, it should be able to pass back anything as long as it's an array. Doesn't matter what's sent into it. Current, new hit points. Else if target is equal to mob, or it should just be else. I wonder if I don't even need the else if. Do I need target here? Would I ever need a target? No, because I'm returning target when I send it in, so I'm going to automatically have the target. I don't need to evaluate it. I might not even evaluate it here. I don't even think I need this. I could just do it off hit type. Hit type is equal to critical. Okay. Else We're rolling normal. Roll normal hit. Roll initiative. 6 damage. Oh, why is that still saying it's rolling a 3? It's still. Oh, I did a 20. It always screws me up. All right, that's good. I rolled a 20. Critical 6. 16. Roll. Okay, that's good. That's good. Took 7 damage. That's good. Rolled a 12. Took 8 damage. That's good. So I guess I fixed it. Critical hit 20, 10, 5. That's good. So rolled a 5. Doubled it. Critical 10. 11. Rolled a 2. That's good. Yeah, so I think I fixed it. What did I do? I don't know. I don't know. So I'd taken out the if statements. I mean, the extra or statements. I don't think we changed anything over here. I mean, I made this to an integer, but that was working fine unless it wasn't. It was failing on that. This is an integer, so I explicitly or the type. I explicitly define the type now. The returns are the same. I cleaned up the if and the else if. Did I do anything here? No. Okay, it's fixed. What was your issue that you thought you saw? Unless I already fixed it. That's weird, but it is coming upon the 10 o'clock hour. That just took like way too long. That freaking took way too long. Phew. And I'm not even sure if that's how I want it either. Because it's still considered like in the initiative phase right here. All this logic is in the initiative phase. Get rid of some of this stuff. There was an issue with the or. There was an issue like where. Oh, you mean the player or mob? When I cleaned up that if statement, this one on this side, when I was doing player or if it was a mob or player and hit type. What was wrong with it? I'm just curious. I thought I did that right. Because I thought it would have to be one of the two values. It would have to be a mob or a player and the second value. Everything became true. How can it become true? I was passing in. I was passing in specifically the mob. The attacker side wasn't doing anything. It wasn't even doing that type of check. That's cool. That's cool. I'll refer to as X, Y, or Z because it's less to type. Okay. We did it. We did it just in time to wrap up. Let's see what Toxic's going to come up with for the teaching of the day. What you wanted is x is equal to 1 or y is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1. X is equal to player or y is equal to, or mob, y is equal to blank and z is equal, right? While what you were doing was x or, yeah, but I thought after when I put the parentheses in specifically around x and y, that would alleviate that problem. Yeah, I think you see what he's saying. Because the second part of or was the second part of the value. So it was really only evaluating two values or two parts to that if statement. Where I wanted it to be when I shift the parentheses around x and the y value, since x is always 1, it became true, therefore never even going to. Oh, that's true, yeah. That's true. So, yeah, you're right. So when I remove that logic out and simplified it, now it's only evaluating 1. So do you always evaluate, you always put the or secondary? I forget which priority. Like if I wonder if this would work if I typed it like this. Hit type equals critical and uh, target equals mob or target equals is equal to player. Would that work? I don't think it's good. So hit type is equal to true, but then there's an and then because it's in parentheses, doesn't it have to evaluate, or doesn't have to evaluate both if the first one's true, but this one would always be true because I was passing in mob. At least that's how I understand how it would work. If I use this statement, this part would always be true. Yep. Would you post it always it became true, therefore even when. Yep. Well, that's a good lesson though. A good lesson for me to think about when I'm using those statements like that. So I kind of fixed it. I kind of fixed it indirectly because I really didn't need to interrogate any of it to simplify it because I already know the target. I actually don't even need to pass in the target. Yeah, because I'm passing in the current HP. I probably don't even need target. Also, a question: are you able to explain the parser error that I got? I think that was that because I wasn't defining or returning the. So let me explain what I think of this, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. So when I define the type, the return type, I think this is meaning the return type. I'm saying I'm going to return an array. It doesn't have to be these four values. I can return two values in an array. I can return 55 values in an array. When this gets called or returned back, it's expected to return an array. So down here, I was under the impression that I can return anything that makes up an array. Any type of array, right? Okay. So the parser error said it wasn't able, something wasn't fully. I wish I actually, let me go back to the log because this would be a good tutorial here to learn. Let me find what that thing was. Is this where the errors? Oh, so okay. So that I don't need to do. I thought I didn't need to call. The function roll dice is a static function, but was called from an instance. So I didn't even need to do that instance. Instead, it should be called directly from the type node.roll dice. So I don't need this line here then. Not all code paths return a value. Yeah, that was the one. I was trying to find where is it? Maybe because I restarted it, so it's only showing the current. So not all code paths return a value. Not all code paths. I'm not familiar with that. What that means. Not all code paths return. Is that because this would be a path, this would be a path, and originally I had this was an else if, and then I have an else, and the else wasn't returning anything. Is that what it's talking about? As a code path? Correct, right. So this is one, and it needs to return something. Okay. I thought I could evaluate, keep these values, and then return it at the bottom, but I don't think it would ever break out of these, right? Right. Okay. So if that other thing's right, I think I should be able to just do this then. If I don't need to instantiate that, which I thought, which was right, I just have to call the node. I think it's just dice.new that now there. That would be, all right, this doesn't exist. So it would be like this. Can I do that? Yeah, because I don't need to. That's the reason why I put it as static. I knew there was a reason I couldn't remember. So this should actually work now. And then I just eliminated this line of code. You can return at the bottom, yes, as long as there is a return outside of the, right. That's what I thought would be. I thought I could evaluate both of these statements here, or clause like if else statements, and then return it one return line instead of, because it's a duplicate line of code, right? But couldn't I just, now that I did it that way, couldn't I just put this down outside of the if block, which would be here, that, and then I could also comment out this. Wouldn't that work? Okay. Now, is that best practice to do that? It's kind of carrying these values anyway, right? So it's kind of, if it comes in here, it's going to evaluate and have these values. It's not going to go to here because it already hit this and made that true. So it's going to jump down, finish the block of code, and return that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we don't need. Yep. Unless I'm doing something completely unique. So let's say I was passing in 10 more values here in the array and I'm not doing it here, then I wouldn't do it like that as a use case. But here I'm returning the same values in the array, so it would make sense to return outside of the if statement, the if else statements. Okay. We figured it out though. It took a little bit. Toxic's probably like, man, is Ray gonna ever get this damn thing right? I already rewrote it 15 times in my head. That's why I'm a blue belt. I think I do pretty good. Learning a lot. Chunk through this. Yeah. I'm surprised that there is a bug in the code that doesn't seem to be causing any issues, or maybe something that you don't notice unless you calculate it back. And what I'm currently looking at? Are you saying I still have a bug? It's in the else. A minor typo. It's not there. Damage equals damage dice roll 1 to int. Not there. Not there. Oh. Right there. I found it. That's not a minor typo. That would have been an issue. That would have been an issue. What would that equate to? So that would have been a 0. So I don't even know what the hell that would have been. If it's all minus, it would have. That wouldn't have done anything really. Yeah, normal hit, that's an instant death. But yeah, if new hit points minus current hit points minus, yeah, so it would always be a death. Yeah, a negative number. I guess it didn't pop because you're always doing critical hits before. That's funny. I found it though. Walking through, I found it. Thanks for that. I'll have to put you on my screen now, man. I'm gonna put you on my screen as, where is it? The bug hunters. My God. Let's do this. Hold on. The bug hunters. Do never toxic. Never toxic. Toxic. I want to put the O in there. Put like 2. Help me with 2. You're forever immortalized on my screen now. Eventually, I'm going to have a graphic there. Maybe a tombstone. A tombstone or a bug. I'll have like a pixel bug to the left of the text. That would be kind of cool. I'll put you in when I ever produce this game and put it out there. I may die in peace now. Yeah, you're right. He's probably saying, "Don't associate me right with this game." Come on, man. Give me some credit. I'm getting better, right? Would you think I'm getting better? I think I'm getting better. Slow and steady. All right. So we did that. I still have a lot. I mean, obviously, a lot more to go to learn. And this is text. I haven't even tackled like doing 2D or vector stuff. I was watching, Basti or Bazing and his channel, and I was watching Risey and doing her stuff, and we'll get there. All right, guys, I'm done. Toxic, thanks for your help, man. I appreciate you coming in and co-piloting with me today. Make sure I get through so many steps, but at least we got the first initiative part. If we go back to our diagram, We got this first part done with this part, critical hit. We actually even done critical miss yet, but that's kind of cool. Once we do the framework, I kind of laid that out. The miss is easy. The flee I'll put in there. The death would be based upon the damage taken, so that's pretty cool. So we'll continue on this probably tomorrow. Almost, I'm going to see if I just stick to the same time or not, depending on the work and what's happening at the household. Family is priority, of course, so we'll see what happens. But if I do stream during the week, it'll probably be around. Sadly, for those like yourself, Toxio, it'll probably be late in the early morning. Yo, what's up, Panda? What's up, man? What's up? I'm just wrapping up. Just wrapping up. My brain's dead from tracking down some initiative bugs and finding other stuff and this stuff and that stuff. Woo! There you go. I see that, yeah. Take my glasses off. My head's like melting. I'm like not shaving. What I was thinking, Panda, I was like, what if I don't shave? I'm gonna shave my head, of course, but what if I don't shave my beard or my facial hair until I finish this game? And I'm like already scratching. This thing's, yeah, horrible, you know? I'd be looking like ZZ Top. I'd be like out here and shit. I'd be like, come on, guys, help me finish this freaking game. I can't take this beard anymore. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be kind of funny. We'll see if I keep getting more scruff and scruff. I don't have to have any video calls at work. They'll be like, what the hell's going on? You're living like a caveman. But I'll keep it nice and, it'll probably be going tomorrow. But that was something I said. Then you can do a shave the beard and the subs when subs come. Yeah, I think that's for a select few, right? Tomorrow, Friday, right? That's kicking off in a small pilot. That's cool. I'm happy that they're doing it and testing it out first. So that's going to be a blast. A lot of eyes on that. A lot of eyes on that. All right, guys, I'm done. Dudes, thank you very much for hanging out. I am out of here. Let me see if there's anyone out there to toss some love to. Let's check out both sides. I'm spent. Imagine doing this for a living. Whoa. Yeah, Friday is idea, hopefully, but go get some sleep, brother. Joker's doing a stream. Okay, let me see how many folks I have. I have a few. Bam. I like to have 5 or more. Yeah, I only have 4. Oh, Adam, my brother Adam is. Let's do a little Adam action. Little Adam ant. I'll do that over there. Let me see if I can pull this off. Post. Next. Oh, you got to type the whole thing out. Doesn't auto. Adam. There it is. All right, guys, we'll do that over here like this.
Rated? Hell yeah. What's going on, Profits?
Yo, why'd I take off all my bags?
I appreciate the
Oh
raid,
no, there's a
dude.
bag
Hell
in the
yeah.
trunk.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, I'm putting another.
All right, guys, and then on this side, we will.
I can't get into my trunk, so I kind of got easier.
Toss you guys over to my bro. See if anyone's actually
now
streaming.
we can either like head to the right, or
anyone streaming development? I have a couple people. It's always dead around this. Yeah, there ain't no one. I might just pass it over to Someone streaming a game. Yeah, I'll pass it over to maybe some New World. I like playing New World. I'm not sure if you guys play any games like that, but or Valorant. I'll pass you over to some Valorant people. Now we'll go over to some Valorant. We'll do this over there. It's my bro Steve Claus. He looks like Santa Claus. Go over and say hello to him. Tell him to get good at the game. Oh, New World's actually pretty fun, man. I like it. All right, let's go to this screen. We'll do that outro like that. We'll start the raid. I think we only have a few people in here still remaining. There's 4, there's 6, there's 8. 8 people. And we will start the raid now. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace.